Hare Krishna. Welcome to Tax Guru YouTube channel. This is your owner, Pingle, practicing chartered accountant based in Mumbai, also partner in Motilal and Associates LLP, member firm of Marks Network. So today we are going to conduct a special video on income tax notices based on third party information. So let's dive into it. Let me allow to share my screen. Yes, so at the outset, it is important to appreciate that income tax notices are not merely administrative communications, but are statutory instruments through which the tax administration ensures what compliance. In the current environment, the income tax department has transitioned towards a data-centric approach, where information is collected from multiple external sources such as banks, registrars, and financial institutions. Based on this data, automated notices are generated, often without what prior human verification. So the objective of this session is to sensitize members and the public about what the increasing role of third party data, the implications of such notices, the importance of systematic and timely response to such notices. So this session is purely informational and based on statutory framework and publicly available mechanisms. So let's start with our first slide. That is, let's understand meaning of income tax notice. An income tax notice is a formal legal communication issued under specific provisions of the Income Tax Act. It is important to understand that a notice doesn't automatically imply wrongdoing. Very much important. It may simply be a request for what? Clarification, information, or verification. However, it triggers a legal obligations. Failure to respond can lead to adverse inference. So it is very much important that we need to respond any communication if received from the department. So failure to respond can lead to what? Adverse inference, best judgment assessment. So relevant case law, we can take it here. Income tax officer versus Lakshmani Mewal Das. It was held under that notice must have a rational connection with material available. Moving further, let's understand legal framework of it. So each notice derives its authority from specific statutory provisions. So section 133 subsection 6 enables collection of third party data. Section 142 subsection 1 used for what? Seeking information before assessment. Section 143 subsection 2 notice initiates scrutiny assessment, and section 148 used for reopening of assessment. So in the context of third party information, section 133 subsection 6 and section 148 are particularly relevant. So as they form the what? Backbone of the data driven reassessment. So here also relevant case law GK and Drive Shafts India Limited versus ITO. It was held under that case. Assessee has the right to seek reasons and file objections in reassessment. Next, let's understand concept of third party information. So the third party information refers what to data collected from entities other than taxpayers is, so that is why it is called as a third party information. So this includes banking transactions, property registrations, securities transactions, TDS or TCS filing. So such information is used to cross verify whatever income declared by the assessee, can detect the discrepancies from that from material. So importantly, this data is not always verified at the stage of notice issuance. Let me clear that. Means it is very important. If notice received, it is not that it is already verified. Okay. So leading to possible mismatches. So it is a base to issue the notice actually. So relevant case laws here, we can say PCIT versus Meenakshi Overseas Private Limited, where it was held that mere third-party information without application of mind by sending authority is insufficient for reopening. So that need to be please note down. So moving further, let's understand sources of third-party information from where it is collected by the department. So the modern tax system relies heavily on structured reporting system. First, we can understand SFT, that is reports high-value transactions like property, deposit, etc. TDS or TCS provides income trail. AIS, annual information system, consolidated taxpayers profile, very much important. So AIS has significantly enhanced transparency, but also lead to increased notices and need for reconciliation. So here relevant case law is CIT versus Odeon Builders Private Limited, where it was held that additions cannot be made purely or solely on third-party reports without corroboration. That is very much important. Next, let's understand nature of notices based on third-party data. So with digitization, notices are increasingly auto-generated and triggered by what? Data mismatches. That is one of the main issue or main criteria to system generated notices, that is triggered by data mismatches. So these systems compare AIs versus ITR, identify anomalies and generate immediate the notice if any mismatch is there. So the key concern is lack of initial human application of mind in that particular part. So this has been a subject matter of judicial scrutiny. So relevant case law, we can say it here, principal CIT versus GNG Pharma India Limited, where it was held that mechanical reopening without independent application of mind is completely invalid. Moving further, let's understand common types of notices. So common scenarios triggering notices include here high value property purchase is there and not reflected in return of income, bank deposits exceeding the declared income, whatever income is declared, but it has on that particular bank number of bank deposits which have a value more than whatever income is declared in the return. So mismatch between TDS and reported income. So such notices are often initially triggered and not final conclusions. That need to be please note down. Such notices are what often initially triggered and not a final conclusions. So relevant case law here, ITO versus Aryan Arcade Limited, where it was held that reopening must be based on tangible material and not mere suspicion. Moving further, let's understand section-wise application. Typically the process flows as a data received, notice under section 133 subsection 6 or system alert, then section 142 subsection 1 or section 148 notice. So section 148 is particularly significant as it leads to what? Reassessment proceedings. So here relevant case laws is Union of India versus Ashish Agarwal, where it was held that reopening procedures must comply with new law and due process. Next, understand digital ecosystem. So the income tax department now operates largely under a faceless regime, right? So no physical interaction at all, means very much low centralized processing and digital submissions. So this ensures what? Transparency and standardization. However, it also requires proper documentation and clear written submissions. So what are the taxpayers' obligations? So the responsibility of the taxpayer here includes reviewing the notice carefully from start to end, reconciling with books and AIS, filing response within deadline. That is very much important. We need to revert back whatever time given to us to the department. So non-compliance can result in adverse inference and penalties. So relevant case law here, CIT versus Best Infrastructure India Private Limited, where it was held that additions must be based on evidence and not merely third-party statements. Here, our focus is on that, means whatever system-generated notices based on the third-party information as not a conclusion. Okay, we can review, we can reply to whatever we have based on our facts and grounds. So that need to be taken care of. So let's see what are the practical challenges we face. So common issues faced as AI is reflecting duplicate entries. That is much observed thing from last 2 to 3 years. So data reported under wrong PAN 2 and lack of detailed reasoning in notices. So hence professional assistance becomes crucial here. So as a taxpayer, if you are a taxpayer, you need to take a professional guidance for whatever communication you need to do with the department. So let's see what is the suggested approach. So a structured approach is essential. Understand the notice section first of all, then verify the facts, prepare reconciliation statement, and upload what supporting documents wherever necessary while you are submitting your response. Or never ignore notices, even if it is incorrect. So that is very much we need to be very careful. We should not ignore notices even if it is incorrect prima facie. So let's understand consequences of non-compliance. So failure to respond may result in what? Assessment under section 144, that is best judgment assessment, penalty under various provisions, or further litigation. So relevant case law here is Kachwala James versus JCIT, where it was held that best judgment assessment permissible where assessee is non-compliant, and we need to be taken care of that. We should not be a non-compliant. We need to be immediately respond to whatever notice we have received. So moving further, we will see what are the key takeaways from today's learning. So to conclude, tax administration is now data driven. Third party information is central. Notices may be automated but legally valid. Okay, notices may be automated but legally valid. The key lies in awareness, timely compliance, and proper reconciliation. So the paradigm shift towards third-party information-based notices reflects what evolving nature of tax governance in India characterized by what digitization, transparency, and data integrations. So while such notices may be generated without initial human application of mind, judicial precedents have consistently emphasized what need for reason, satisfaction, and tangible material at subsequent stages. So for professionals, the role extends beyond the compliance to interpretation, reconciliation, and representation. And as a taxpayers, awareness and proactive engagement remain the cornerstone of effective tax management. So that's it for today. Thank you. Thank you so much for patient hearing. Hope you are gaining valuable knowledge from all such videos and video series which we are running on TaxZero YouTube channel. So stay tuned to the TaxZero YouTube channel. If you have any queries, observations, suggestions, then do let me know via WhatsApp, email, or you can also note, or you can also message below the relevant video. So thank you so much once again. If you are not yet subscribed to Tax Group channel, then do subscribe for latest updates and video series like this. So bye bye, take care, see you soon. Hare Krishna.